being so accommodating, patient. I truly appreciate it. Thank you. Thank you. Thanks so much for having me. Alrighty, we'll go ahead and get it started. And if for those who would like to follow along, all you would have to do was just, if you pre-downloaded MLS Touch, you can just open up your mobile device. Okay. Thank you so much. I appreciate it. Okay, this is actually perfect. Thank you, thank you, thank you. Okay, let me just get mine.
Yeah, do we get to hear the story of what happened?
Yes.
See the other guy.
And I wish I had an amazing story, but it's very, so I was trying to get into my attic and climbing up the ladder, it went crashing down, I went crashing down with it.
The ladder broke?
Yes, so my shin, my tibula, fibula, and it's called a talus, so it's in your ankle, back of your heel, that all broke as well. So, yes, so I'm still not sure if surgery is needed, but you know, how we like to self-diagnose and, you know, play doctor. I read the CT images and I said, well, I don't think this deserves a surgery. So that's what I'm hoping for, but Monday, this coming Monday, I'll fully, you know, find out if that's what the plan is, but I'm hoping not.
Carla, this is a great story to add to your buyer to not get
I
attic.
know. Yes. Yes.
Don't get on the attic stairs.
And you know, I have gone into that attic 17 plus years, but the only difference this time is I just recently removed the carpet. So I think the ladder always had that, you know, that cushion, and now it's just floor, and it just, and when I said it slid, and thankfully I wasn't I was about maybe 6 feet in the air. I'm just thankful I wasn't fully in the attic or coming down with what I was in, because I think it would have been a lot worse. So I'm grateful for that. But yes, please tell your homeowners, you know, be very careful, cautious, whether it's outside, inside, just don't know. Have an extra set of hands.
Do you want to prop your leg up?
No, this is
Or like
fine.
something to
Yes,
just
this
sit
is
it
fine.
on so you're not.
This is A-okay. Yep.
Okay.
This is okay. Let me go ahead and get this going and fully. All right. So for those who are following along, does your mobile device look like this? MLS Touch? Okay. All right. Well, let's learn how to be a little bit more efficient when you are on the go, whether you're with your clients or, you know, just with yourself. So first and foremost, my name is Marlena Hairston. Again, thanks for having me out. Today's topic is going to be MLS Touch. It's not a new system, but it's a really underutilized program that REIN has. We know that we have lots of many office suites as far as different platforms that you can actually use on your day-to-day when you're property searching, property shopping. MLS Touch is one of them. One of the cool things about MLS Touch is it's actually integrated with your Matrix account. So whatever you do in Matrix or at MLS Touch, they basically sync with one another. Today's training is roughly about 30-45 minutes long, just depends on any questions and answers. Feel free to follow along. Usually what I am able to do is kind of, you know, roam the room and like help you if you run into any problems. Unfortunately, I cannot do that today. So if you do run into any problems, if you're not seeing what I'm displaying up here, just let me know and I can kind of walk you through to where you need to be. With that being said, MLS Touch is an app. So with any app, you can download it on your mobile device. And just like with any app that you download, you want to ensure that you are using the most latest version of it. So also depending on the device that you're using, so whether you are using an Android device or an Apple device, some of the features and functionality might be a little bit different. It's kind of like where some icons might be at the top for an Android user, some icons might be at the bottom right, so it just really varies. So as I go with training today, you might not see exactly what you're seeing on my screen, but we will all work together. Every device is different, so I kind of learn as I go with you guys. But we'll go ahead and get started. So when you log into your MLS Touch app, it's basically a map-driven program. You should see this. It's basically several different widgets. You have your map search icon located at the top left-hand corner. You also have your advanced search option, your My Listings. So when you do have active listings on the market, you can quickly access that area by clicking on My Listings. You can search by MLS number from the home page, view any favorite properties that you've bookmarked in the app, and then the last two, Insta View, which is a really cool feature. I'm not sure how many of you were once with us when we had a program called HomeSnap. Does everyone remember HomeSnap? One of the features in HomeSnap had a feature where you can actually go up to the property by standing in front of the property and snap a quick picture, and it would provide all of those property details. Well, we loved that feature, and we were happy that MLS Touch was also able to introduce that feature into its program, and it is called Insta View. So we'll talk about that shortly. And then lastly, you can access your hot sheet. So you can either create some hot sheet features within MLS Touch, or you can access the hot sheets that you created in your Matrix program. Okay, so let's go ahead and jump into this program, beginning with the menu bar located at the bottom. So anytime you tap on anything in the MLS Touch program and you kind of go away from the home screen, you can simply click on that little home icon and it will route you back to the home screen. So if you get lost, don't know your location back to home, simply click on that home icon and it'll bring you right on back. The next menu option is your search icon. Clicking on search will allow you, which we won't click on it just yet, but it will allow you to property search. Plug in your property details, your address, MLS number, so on and so forth. It'll allow you to quickly do those property searches. The next icon in line is your contacts. So from MLS Touch, you can access your contacts, whether it's your Matrix contacts that have been pulled into MLS Touch, or by simply adding new contacts into your MLS Touch program, you can do so from this particular area. Then the last two icons, you have your member search. So if you are wanting to look up your member, meaning active REIN members, you can simply click on that icon, which we will do so shortly, to look up any REIN ID number or search by first and last name. But where we are going to first dive into is the More area. So you can actually log into your settings or the More area in one of two areas by either clicking at that bottom right-hand corner, the three lines. Some mobile devices might have dots, but it will say More underneath it. At the top right-hand corner, you should see a little profile icon. That is another way to access the More section as well. So if for those who are following along, go ahead and tap on More, and it should bring you into your actual MLS Touch profile More settings. So let's go ahead and quickly jump into these menu options in this particular area. The first menu option is your Save Searches. So if you're following along, go ahead and tap on Save Searches. So this is one area where you can access those Save Searches. Whether you are accessing the Save Searches from Matrix, so if you've previously created those Save Searches in Matrix, you can click on that menu tab that says Matrix, and you will see a list of all of your Matrix Save Searches. So it's really going to come in handy if you are out and about, you have your mobile device, you don't want to pull out your laptop, or you don't want to go to a PC. You can quickly jump into your MLS Touch app and simply run a search from here for any of your Save Searches that you've created in Matrix. Now when it comes to your MLS Touch tab, you can also create Save Searches. So any Save Search that you create in the actual app, you can actually come here and tap on it. It will run that search and produce any property results for you. One thing that I do want to mention about your Matrix tab is that you cannot make any edits, unfortunately. So if you want to update the criteria, unfortunately you do have to log into your full Matrix system, update that Save Search there, and then it will auto-populate that information in your app. Okay?
If you're fixing like contact information, will that update?
Yes.
Okay.
Yes, contact information will
If they say like my email's wrong or whatever, you can do that.
Yes. Meaning your personal email or your contact's email?
Like the contacts email. If they
Yes.
say you got my email wrong in your
Sure
app,
can.
you can change it.
Uh-huh.
And their search will update.
Yes, it will
other stuff.
update
Okay.
and commingle with one another. Good question. All right, so this is one area where you can, following along, go ahead and tap on that back arrow. It'll bring us back to the settings more area. Next in line is a quick mortgage calculator. So if you need to quickly crunch numbers, you do have a little nifty calculator right there for you to take advantage of. So you can plug in the sale price, the down payment, interest rate, and then just populate your information to provide either for yourself or for your clients. Unfortunately, you can't link this information to any client. This is just, for like a one-time quick use to quickly generate information for you. Moving back to the settings more area. If you hit that back
Can
arrow.
I say something real quick?
Yes,
Sorry.
ma'am.
Just make sure, especially for some of you newer agents, that does not include taxes and insurance. That is just principal and interest.
Yes.
So
Yes.
make sure you're adding that before you're quoting it to your client.
Good point. Okay, so the next in line, we are going to jump to the configuration section. And one of the cool features about this program is that you can actually market yourself and set it up for branding purposes. So the very first menu option in the configurations is managing branding. So if you want to customize what your client is seeing when you are sending them information through this particular program, this is where you would go ahead and do it. You can upload your photo, whether it's your agent photo, if you have a nice, nifty little slogan, any graphic that you would like to use, that you would like for them to see when you are sending them properties out of this particular program. You can just simply click on custom and upload your graphic there. Now, if you want to go a little above and beyond and kind of do a color scheme, whether it's the company's color scheme or it's fall right now, if you would like the background of what your clients are seeing, you can customize that. So right under choose from additional brands, you can tap on that drop-down menu, and from here, you can actually type in any company's name. So let's see, I'm not sure if REMAX. There we go. So REMAX is there. REMAX Connect, unfortunately, it's not there. But if you tap on REMAX, the color scheme, if you would like to use their color scheme, you can go in and use that color scheme if need be. As far as any customs, you can actually click on the unbranded section right there and go in and just select your pre-made office kits that the system has. And it just really allows your client to see a more polished look when they are reviewing those properties that you are sending them out of this particular program. Okay, any questions about this particular area? If you decide to make any changes here, you want to be sure at the bottom right-hand corner to click on Save and Activate. Any changes that you do here will save that information, lock it in. It's not going to lock it in permanently, so if you ever decide to come back and change your information, it's just by simply going back in and repeating that process and clicking on Save and Activate all over again. Okay, if you're following along, go ahead and hit that back arrow. The next in line is Share My Branded App. This is where the marketing gets a little good for you. So when you click on Share My Branded App, this is a link that you can either share right here by email or by text message, or you can copy this link and just put it anywhere on your business cards, on your marketing flyers. And what happens is anyone who clicks on that particular link, it's going to open up a landing homepage that is designated for you. It's going to have all your agent photo. It will allow them to property shop, look up properties, save properties, and if they are a new lead, they can go ahead and create themselves an account. You will be notified, and they will then become a part of your client contact database in the MLS Touch program along with Matrix. So it's a really cool feature and link to take advantage of. Just another way to market and advertise and brand yourself out there. All right, if you're following along, go ahead and tap on that back arrow. The next one in line is your Facebook publishing tool. So Facebook, social media in itself is a good way to publish yourself. So why not take advantage of it? You kind of mentioned in the beginning of training today, go ahead and take advantage of all that branding, where you can go ahead, whether you sold a property or you just want to educate your clients on anything properties unfortunately, my device is not connected to Facebook, but for you, and if you do have Facebook as a social media platform, you can simply connect your MLS Touch app to your Facebook account, and you can go ahead and post things there. It's going to have all of your branding information, so your photo will be there, your color scheme that you selected will be there. You can share property information, any properties that you've recently sold, any properties that you've recently listed. You can share all of that information there and allow your clientele to discover that information. If they are not a part of your client database yet, when they go in and click on this content information, it will require them to register, and you're basically capturing them. They are now becoming a part of your clientele database. So that is one of the cool features about this Facebook publishing feature. Any questions about this particular feature? Okay, if you're following along, go ahead, we're gonna hit cancel, but if you are in the midst of getting things set up, feel free, go ahead and continue on, but for me, I'm gonna go ahead and click on cancel. And then the next option that we are gonna click on is settings. So when you click on settings, this is where you really wanna take some time to kind of customize MLS Touch to your liking. So the very first menu option is preferences. Go ahead and tap on preferences. And this is where you can customize and decide how you would like MLS Touch to kind of perform for you in your own personal use. So you can default the down payment calculator to automatically display 10%. If you don't want it to be that and you want it to increase it, you can increase the percentage amount, or you can leave it as is. Again, this is an optional feature for you to take advantage of if you decide to use that calculator. The next menu option in line is remember your last search. So you can click on that little toggle button, and when you are using the map search, you can decide how you would like the map to kind of open up for you. Would you like it to remember the last search that you've done? You can opt in for that, or just strictly open up to a new search when you are tapping on the mapping system to property shop. So you can decide what you would like to see when you are actually logging into your MLS Touch app. Moving back to the preferences section, the next menu option is your listing sharing customization. So this is your texting and email options. So when you are texting, you can go in and customize a nice little message that the recipient is going to see. You have two tabs that you can tap on, but you can really customize this. You can delete all this information out if you want them to have some specific need-to-know information, or give them some more information about the app, what it does, how it works for them. If you have additional landing pages, personal branding landing pages that you would like for them to take advantage of, you can copy and paste those links right here in this area. And when you send out properties via text message, this is the message that they will receive. So when you click on cancel, going to the email is the same option. So if you do decide to send out emails out of the MLS Touch program, again, you can customize an email, just providing your clientele some information about the app, about you, about the property, any need-to-knows. Again, you can copy and paste any links here. So again, it's optional, but if you do plan on heavily utilizing this particular program, it definitely saves you a lot of time, where the system will just automatically auto-populate this information versus you typing it each and every time. Okay? All right. The last section is your default sort. So you can, if you plan on utilizing this particular program and utilizing the mapping system, on the map search, you can click on the ascending, descending order. So if you would like the system to show price, address, the living area, the status, you can click on any of those filter options, apply it, and it will automatically default those filters for you when doing a search. And moving down the line, it's the same thing for your listings. My favorite, save searches. So again, once you tap on any of those particular fields, you can go in and have the system auto-populate your filters, features, instead of going in and automatically scrolling, finding those particular filter criteria fields, it's automatically gonna be there for you instead of scrolling and searching. And then the last section is default status, my listings. So when it comes to your listings, if you kind of want a little quick view of your listings, it will basically show, you can default to your active listings, any pending listings, any closed listings. And this is more so if you're wanting to kind of brand and share that information through social media or through text message. It's just easily gonna be there for you to access a little bit easier instead of searching for that information manually. Any questions about the settings preferences section? Okay, so we're gonna go ahead and hit cancel if you are following along. We're gonna hit that back arrow. The last section, I just wanted to touch base on that. The show teams listings, unfortunately, when it comes to REIN's database, yes sir?
At the bottom where it says show teams listings,
Yes.
if someone, how does REIN know who's, like if somebody joins your team, do you need to?
That's a good, yes, good question. I was just gonna touch on, base on that. So when it comes to REIN, unfortunately, REIN does not recognize teams, even though, you know, the offices do recognize and have teams. So this particular feature is not going to work in the database. Now, if at ever, any point in time in the future, REIN does recognize team listings, then this feature will definitely, when you enable it, it will then show your group of listings for, you know, for your office's teams. But right now, and I'm still kind of, right before I came today and yesterday, because this is fairly a new feature in the system, so my product support department was also kind of caught off on this, so I think the vendor just recently added this particular feature, so we're still fully unsure how it works, but from what was provided to me is that right now it's not going to work in our database. But not to say maybe in the future, crossing fingers. Okay, good question. Okay, so we're going to hit that back arrow, and we are going to move down to comparables. So when you are doing a CMA, you can kind of go in and customize how you would like your CMAs to kind of populate the information that you would like to see. So you can come here and put the price range that you would like it for the systems to automatically default to. Again, you can still, when you are going into the system in MLS Touch to create and generate a CMA, you can still move this toggle line to wherever you are wanting to the price point. But for this, it's just presetting it to a specific dollar amount. So if you just don't want to kind of, you know, fully slide it to that part each and every time, this just kind of defaults it to a specific price range and distance range for you when you're doing that CMA. Alrighty, so I'm going to hit that back arrow. And then last but not least, your notifications. This is a really important area to manage and decide how you would like to be notified. So when you are sending information out to your clientele and they are basically receiving this information from MLS Touch, you can decide if you would like to be notified on any information that they are sending back to you. So once you enable that feature, if I was your client and you send me out some properties through this particular program, I had questions about the property, I messaged you back. If you enable that, you will get a notification on your mobile device, just like a text message or your social media, those little notification bars. It's going to pop up with MLS Touch. You can click on that notification and it will automatically generate that, that particular notice from that client or clients for that matter. When it comes to new leads, so this is a great feature to enable, and that's something that I would recommend for you to be sure to toggle to green. So anytime again, if you plan on utilizing MLS Touch, that brand and share function. So again, if it's a new lead and they are inquiring about properties, information, it's going to notify and it's going to tell you a new lead has just registered, it's just joined, and you can really hop on it quickly by clicking on that notification. It's going to directly take you to their information where you can reach out to them. And then the last two menu features is new contacts, favorites. So again, this is also a really great feature to take advantage of, because if I was your client and I'm searching for properties and I'm clicking on properties and favoriting them, so on and so forth. So it's really a good way for you to stay on top of what your client is actually doing on their end when they're searching for properties. And then last but not least, new contacts discarded. So this information will allow you to receive a push notification when your clients discard any properties. So again, another cool way to stay on top of your clients' needs. I know for me, when I was buying my home, I took my agent through the ringer. My changes changed every minute of the day, and so this is a really good way to kind of secretly stay on top. When it comes to Matrix, the One Home program, the system does that for you, but this is also an alternate way to kind of stay on top of what your clients' likes and dislikes are. So if you need to kind of modify, if you're seeing a whole, dump load of discards of properties, that might be a key indication that you might need to change your criteria of properties, or just touch base with your client to see, hey, and see if their needs, their likes and wants have changed. Any questions about the notification section? Okay, so we're going to hit that back arrow, and we are going to fully jump into the MLS Touch program and do some property shopping. So if you're following along, go ahead and touch the home icon, bottom left-hand corner, and we are going to quickly jump into the map search. So when you tap on the map search, it's going to automatically generate the mapping system. So because it's an app, it's going to recognize your location. So based on your location, it should basically update your particular mapping system. If it does not update to your current positioning point, on the mapping system at the top right-hand corner, you should see a little arrow icon. You can tap on that and it will refresh your app, kind of repositioning and placing the pinpoint where you're exactly located. Okay? Does everyone see that who's following along? Does it? Okay, perfect. All right. So you can utilize this map one of several ways. You can simply put your finger on your screen, and you can move the map around to your positioning point of where you are wanting to search for properties. Okay? So anytime you move your map around, you should see these little push pins, and that will indicate a property. So anything green is active listings. Anything that is red is pretty much off-market properties. Okay? So another way to search for properties is by utilizing the search bar at the top of the mapping system. So you can search by city, subdivision, MLS number, zip code, schools, you name it. You can go ahead and plug in your specifics in that search bar. If you kind of want to drill down and add some additional filters, kind of narrow down your property results, you can tap on the filters menu option to the right of your search bar, and that will display some additional filters where you can really narrow down your property results. So if you want to specify how many number of beds, baths, living area, you can really scroll down, and by clicking on more criteria, it will pull up some additional criteria that you can add into. If you decide to kind of customize your search, by clicking on search, it will update your mapping system and display all of your property results on the mapping system, where you can kind of tap on that particular property pin and see the property agent full details for you. Okay. When it comes to the right of filters, you have we call it a snowman, the three little dots that are stacked up on top of each other. When you tap on that, it's going to provide you some additional menu options. You can add that search as a favorite. You can send that search via email. You can send the search via text message. And last but not least, you can add any of these properties that populated on the mapping system as a part of your carts to kind of reference back to. Yes, ma'am?
What if we don't have this anymore?
If you don't have the squiggly dots, do you see any little lines, like either horizontal, up? And that's where every phone, unfortunately, I wish, every phone kind of is a little different.
Yeah. It's a filter.
Is yours located under filters?
Oh, it looks like a
What is it? An oil?
funnel.
Funnel.
So, okay, so yours is a funnel.
Well,
Okay.
funnel is the filter.
Yes.
Right.
And then,
But is this information underneath your funnel?
no,
No.
when they click on lists,
Is it
it
there?
is there.
Okay.
So if there's three tabs across the
Yes,
top, map,
this one right
and
here.
then stats, and you click on lists, and it comes
Do
up
you
with the
see
list
it there?
properties.
Okay.
I see the list.
Oh my goodness, thank you. Thanks so much.
Okay.
Thank you. Okay,
Yeah.
so let's go ahead and go back to the mapping system. And when you are actually looking at the mapping system, it actually doesn't matter what green pin you click on, but go ahead and find a property, a green pin, and go ahead and select that particular property. What it's going to do is going to provide you a little snippet of that property. It's going to provide you a snippet of the price, the list price, the address, the location, number of beds, baths. But if you want to receive a full detailed view, you just simply double click on that particular that image of that property, and it's going to bring you into the agent full report of that particular listing. Now this agent full report, it's going to provide you all photos of that particular property. From here, it's going to tell you the status, how many days on market, so it will tell you the days on market that it's been on. And then the further you go down, you're going to see a share icon. So if you want to share this particular property, once you tap on share, you can send it via text, email, you can send it via message, so if you have iMessage, so on and so forth, or you can simply copy that MLS number, and if you want to do a more formal email through your personal email, you can copy that MLS number and send it via email that way as well. The next menu option to the right of share, if you want to see the showing instructions, you can tap on showing instructions. Showing request, I should say. Unfortunately, my system is not set up. I am not a licensed real estate professional, so I cannot do this feature.
Just send an email.
Yes. So what will happen is you will generate an email, and you can go ahead and generate that showing request with that listing agent if need be. The next one in line is add to cart. So if you kind of want to bookmark this particular property to reference back to it at a later point in time, by clicking on add to cart, the system will allow you to either, let's say, I know some of our members have a personal, I call it shopping cart, that they just kind of want to bookmark properties for them to reference back to. You can go ahead and do that and set that up for yourself. Or if you want to link this particular property to a client and add it to their cart, you can do so as well. So a list of your client's name will populate here. You can click on that particular client, and then at that point you can simply click on add, and it will add that particular property to that client's cart, where you can later access it through MLS Touch or through your Matrix program if need be. I'm going to hit that back arrow, cancel, to bring us back to the agent full report of that listing. To the right of cart is going to be your comps. So if you would like to create and generate a comparable for that particular property, by clicking on comparables, again, it's not going to be a really nice one that Matrix produces for you, but this is a really neat and clean one that you can quickly produce if you are on the go. So when your comparables populate, you can go in and specify the price range, the distance, and if you want to have it same as equivalent to the same bedrooms as the subject property, you can keep that particular toggle button to the green, and then the system will generate those comps for you. So once it generates those comps, at that point you can decide what you would like to do with those comparables. You can print out the report, or you can just simply review it for your own viewing purposes at that point. Okay, yes ma'am?
So, sorry to go back really quick, but for the cart, the only way to access that cart is kind of like looking up that contact, clicking on that contact, and then clicking on their cart?
Correct.
Okay.
Correct. Either through MLS Touch or through Matrix.
Okay.
So it will generate it and filter it back to the Matrix program. So if you are in Matrix, so if you put your mobile device away, you log on to your Matrix, you click on the client's name, it's also going to be located in that area as well. Good question. Okay. And then to the right of the comparables is your print icon. So So as long as your mobile device is connected to a printer, that's the key word right there, it has to be connected, you can actually print out this report for your viewing purposes or to provide to your clients, so on and so forth, okay? But looking at the actual information, the property details, you can utilize the mapping system just like Matrix. The system will plot that particular property on the map. You can click on map view to fully get an idea of that particular property. So by clicking on map view, right here is where it will kind of ping and pin that particular property. To the right of map view, if you would like to fully see that property in a 3D format, you can kind of see it and generate it in a 3D format. And then last but not least, you can also produce driving directions on that particular property. So right here you can get, again, it depends on your mobile device. So I have seen some phones where if you don't have a secondary app on your mobile device, it will not fully produce those driving directions. So it just really depends on your device if it's going to populate those driving directions. Okay. All right.
Is there any, with the data sharing with like CVR MLS, and like, is there anything, glitches or stuff that won't show up or will show up, or?
We are still learning that because the data sharing is still so new.
Yeah.
But for the most part, everything that you are seeing in Matrix, data share wise, you should see
Okay.
in MLS Touch. If for some reason you're not seeing something,
Yeah.
definitely report it back to our product support department so
Okay.
they can
Yeah.
look into it. Yeah. So we're kind of still ourselves learning as to, so far we haven't noticed anything, but it's technology.
Right.
You might be missing something again. When it comes to, and I always like to remind our members, when it comes to REIN staff, we, look at the system with a set of eyes to ensure that the system is running properly, so we're not really doing searches the way you're doing searches. So
Right.
if you are seeing something that's not working or glitchy or even an enhancement, definitely provide that feedback to us. Good question. Okay, so let me, I went a little bit too far. So this, for my mobile device, this is kind of what the driving directions, will generate. Again, depending on your mobile device, it might give you driving directions, walking directions to the property, city transportation, so on and so forth. But again, it really depends on your mobile device. Okay, so if you are following along, at the top left-hand corner, it's kind of hard to see. In very faint words, there should be a little back arrow that says MLS Touch. Go ahead and tap on that, and it should bring you back to the agent full report. Okay. All right, so moving down, you're going to see all of these, and again, depending on the size of your mobile device's screen, mine's a little bit larger, so it's going to kind of give me a bigger, broader window view of these little toggle icons you can click on, the private notes, so on and so forth. Yours might be a little bit condensed depending on the device that you're on. But when you tap on private notes, it's going to pull up a particular area where you can go ahead and type in a note. This is a note to yourself. No one else is going to see this. So if you want to make some commentary on this particular property, when you go ahead and type this in, it's going to save it to this particular property where you can go ahead and reference back to it at a later point in time. The next menu option in line is your listing details. As you can see here, just like in Matrix, you're going to see all of that listing agent full details information. So you're going to see the agent remarks information, the public remarks, the further you go down, so on and so forth. The next toggle button is your agent office information. It will provide you that information there. Underneath general description, again, it's going to provide you with the beds, just more general information about the particular property. And the further you go down, your features tab. You also have your remarks and directions tab. So there is your public remarks right there. Below that is your tax data. So it's going to provide you a little snippet information of the tax information for you. So again, saving you a lot of time of needing to log into your full database matrix program. It's right here at your fingertips. And then your transaction desk documents. So these are your required documents. Your lead, ACUs, DCOR, all of that is accessible right here. particular attachments. They're all right there for you to take advantage of. And then the last few sections, you have your mortgage estimator, where you can go ahead and tap on that, and it will kind of give you a little snippet estimator of what the potential mortgage will be. It does provide the principal and interest, tax amount. You can click on change. Why is mine not working? What should happen, and I don't know why mine's not happening. It's not. When you click on change, it should populate a little edit mode where you can go ahead and kind of crunch and change the numbers to kind of get a better estimate for you.
If it's in a HOA or condo,
There
will
we
that automatically pop in as part of their?
That I have not noticed.
Okay.
I don't want to fully rule it out, but I have not fully noticed that HOA information populate. Okay, and then the last two drop-down menus, you have your listing agent information, where this is a really great feature because it provides you some live links. So if you fully want to contact and reach out to that listing agent via phone, as long as your mobile device has that capability, have to throw that out there, you can click on the phone icon and it will quickly make a phone call to that particular party. You can click on the send an email icon and it will allow you to quickly send an email. Text, again, this all pertains to your mobile device. So if your mobile device does not have those features, unfortunately those functionality icons will not work for you, okay? And then last but not least, you have your history. So again, saving you some time from logging into the Matrix program, you can click on history tab and it's going to show you the days on market and each time this property was listed, and it will also give you a little percentage price change. If it's increased, decreased, it will provide that information for you as well. Any questions about the details of the property? Okay, so we are going to go back to that main home page by clicking on the home tab. That is simply how you do a search. Very easy, it's cut and dry, very simplistic, and it's right there for your fingertips to take advantage of. Some additional features within the MLS Touch app that you can actually go in and take advantage of. The advanced search. So when you tap on the advanced search, if you're following along, go ahead and tap on that. You can kind of go in and do a more advanced search with some additional filters. So when you were on the mapping screen, there was that filters tab. Well, this is essentially some additional filters that you can go ahead and click on to conduct a more deeper search for property results. When you click on that X at the top left, it will bring you back to that home screen. Unfortunately, I don't have any listings, but when you click on the My Listings tab, it will show you all of your active listings. It will produce them for you, and this is the great area to take advantage of the sharing, the brand and share feature. You can go here, pull up your listings. You can share them through Facebook, or if there's any sold properties there, you can also share that information as well.
Does it show if you're agent 1 and 2?
It should show agent 1 and 2, yes. Not teams, but listing agent 1 should also be there in listing agent 2, yes. As long as you're associated to that listing, it should populate. Good question. The next menu option is search by number. So that's basically searching by MLS number. So when you tap on that, this gives you, similar to Matrix, where you can search and plug in multiple MLS ID numbers. This is the same concept. You can come here, it says number 1, 2, all the way up to 10, so you can put up to 10 MLS numbers here and tap on search, and the system will produce whatever quantity of MLS numbers up to 10 and populate them on the mapping system for you, okay? So I'm gonna click on the X to go back to the home screen. My favorites, so if you've bookmarked any favorites, here is one that I've bookmarked. It's gonna populate them on the mapping system, and it's basically just a simple tap on that little property ping, bookmarked it months ago, okay? So again, if you're following along, go ahead and tap. One thing I do want to mention, under private notes, when I mentioned when you are typing in a private note to yourself, and if you want to reference back, so I put one right here, as you can see. This is the last message that I put on this particular property, so that information does stay with that listing, even if you don't access it for months, okay? Going back to that home screen, and the last two menu options, when it comes to InstaView. So again, as a reminder, this is the feature where you can stand in front of the property, and if you guys want to test it out at some point today, you can stand out in front of this building, snap a quick photo, and you should get some property information about the listing. Even if there was a furry animal, you know, maybe hanging on the porch, the stoop, you can take a picture of that, and it will still give you, it's basically recognizing the geolocation, not the actual image, so you can go in and produce that property information when on the go, okay? And then last but not least, your hot sheet. So when it has your hot sheet, this is where you can go from 1 day out, 1 day, 3 day back, 6 day back, but you can go ahead and customize your hot sheet information. So you can tap on active, pending, you can change the property type, change the location if need be, and this is where you can go ahead and really customize what properties that you kind of, or what areas, cities you want to kind of keep tabs on. Just like in Matrix, you can go in and create that hot sheet information and produce those property results for your viewing purposes.
So where do you put in the information?
Let me go back. So from the home screen, tap bottom right corner,
Yeah, I'm
hot
in the
sheet.
hot sheet. So,
And so from right here, you can just go ahead and select change property type. You would select your, if it's residential, multifamily, you can select what property type you would like to opt in or opt out of. Click on apply, and then that property type will basically be your, excuse me, your indication of your hot sheet that you are pulling up properties for that property type. Location, you're going to click on change location, so you can just simply enter the city. If you are wanting to monitor a subdivision, you can type in the subdivision name here, or if you're wanting to monitor a zip code, or lastly, any school area, you can type in the school name and plug in that information, click on done, and that will be a part of the criteria for your hot sheet. Great question. And again, your little tabs at the top, once you click on 1 day out, it will pull up those property results all the way out to 30 days. And when you are, whatever status you click on, it's going to produce those property results where you can click on those property results and see the full information of that listing. Alrighty. Any questions about that home screen in MLS Touch? So far, does it seem like an app that would be beneficial to you? Yeah, okay, well that's good to know, good to know. And then the last few menu options as we kind of wrap up with training today, when it comes to the members, let's try that again, I got the wrong thing. From the main menu bar at the bottom, you have your members icon. So when you tap on members, you're gonna see an alphabetical list of all REIN members that are currently active. So it's not, if there is any issues with that member's account, unfortunately their information will not be accessible in this area. But if they are an active REIN member, you can scroll through here, or if you have their first last name, you can just simply type it in there. It's going to pull up that individual's information. If they have any properties currently on the market, whether on market, off market, it's going to show you all that information there. It's going to also provide you with that individual's contact details. So it will show you their mobile phone number, their email, and they're all clickable links where you can go in and tap on it and, you know, simply call them, email them, or even send them a text message if need be. Okay? Any questions about the members list? Okay. And This is going to be a list, excuse me, of all of your active contacts, whether you've added them in the Matrix program or added them simply through your MLS Touch program. They're all going to be here. So you can go here and you can tap on your client's name, and this is where if you need to make some changes, as the question you mentioned earlier about the email, you just simply click on edit, and the system will allow you to go ahead and make any updates to that contacts database. The cool feature is that it's going to auto-populate into your Matrix program, saving you a lot of time of, needing to duplicate that information. It's simply going to do that information for you. Now, since we are in the Contacts tab, you're going to see that Contacts tab, and you're also going to see a Leads tab. So anytime new leads come into the system from your Facebook post or your Brandon share, or if you're sharing via email, text message, you name it, and if I, the new client, consumer, reaches out, that information is going to be underneath the new leads section. So if you ever see any individual's names there, definitely click on it, reach out to them, and see what their needs are. Okay? Any questions about the Leads tab? Alrighty. Well, that is simply going to be it when it comes to how this particular app works. It was really designed for you to utilize it when you are on the go. You can take advantage of it, and you can really use it to your liking. If you just want to use it for searching, I have members that call me on this particular program, and they like it for the branding feature. They never use it to search for properties. They just like the simple fact that they can go quickly access their listings or properties and share it through their social media sites. I have members that use it only for searching. I have members that use the whole entire product suite. So it's really up to you how you would like to utilize your program. Okay? Any questions?
You didn't really touch on the stats
Oh,
at all, but that's a really easy feature if you're trying to go to a new listing appointment or something like that. Pulling up the stats is so easy and helpful. I
Yes.
feel like.
Now, when it comes to there's definitely some additional work. So today's training was more so for an overview, but there's just like Matrix. There's a lot that you can do with this particular program. We do actually offer additional training on this particular program through webinar or through in-person training. We also have some pre-recorded tutorials on MLS Touch or any program for that matter, whether it's Instanet, Realist, Remind, you name it. It's all pre-recorded tutorials located on REINMLS.com. If you don't even, with this weekend, we're supposed to have a rainy weekend. If you don't want to roll out of bed, you can simply watch those videos in the comfort of your bed, and just kind of brush yourself up on all the need to knows of any products or services that we offer. Yeah. Well, I thank you for having me out today, and if you do have any questions on this product or any product for that matter, feel free to give me a call. I'm located, for those who do not know me, I'm located in the Hampton office in the VPAR building, so feel free to stop on by. We can do one-on-one sessions, even if it's over the phone, if you need some guidance on any of our services. And I'm human, I might not have all of the answers, and if for some reason I don't have an answer for you, I'll be sure to definitely dive in, check with one of our departments for you, and reach back out with an answer for you. Okay?
I can attest to that because we call Marlena a lot.
You can, even if you want to stop by, I have members that have no REIN inquiries, they just stop by just to chit chat. We're open for that too.
Yeah. I wanted to show you because before today I was one of the users to just open it up and do a search.
Okay.
If I'm in the neighborhood, this is what I go to see what's around me. But you can also use it like Shannon was saying, for if you're going on a listing appointment, say I usually try to print the tax records ahead of time to have it, but it doesn't have to be just properties that are on the market. You can zoom in on the map and click on a parcel and it'll pull up all of the tax record information on there. So if you're standing there talking to an owner and they're like, oh, I don't really remember how many square feet it is, and I'm like, oh, the tax records say it's this many. And again, most of the time I try to print it out ahead of time, but sometimes we're on the go and
Yes.
aren't able to do that. But yeah, there's a ton of features guys did. I think this is really key to anybody who doesn't want or hasn't dove into the Bold Trail stuff, because if you're using like Referral Maker as a database, you don't have the searchability within your database, so this would be a good partner with your Referral Maker or any other database platform that does not have that MLS integration.
Perfect. Before we fully end, I like to wrap up my training sessions with a fun little quiz. So hopefully everyone took down some good notes. I have some fun little prizes. I have a REIN cooler bag or a catch-all bag. You can just throw all your items in there. I also have, it can go on any water cup. It's a little pouch to put all your little catch-alls in it, or you can use it as an armband or just a little bag. And then a chip clip, okay? So what we'll do is I'm gonna ask 3 questions, and if whoever raises their hand the quickest gets the answer right, get a prize. Okay? So ready? Got your thinking caps on? Okay, question number 1, and this is going to be for the REIN pouch. Question number 1, when it comes to MLS Touch, is it integrated with Matrix?
Yes.
Perfect. I wish I could come to you, but I got this right here.
I'm gonna win them all, so you can just leave it out.
Now, being that you said that, if you already get a prize, no more prize. That's a little catch. Okay, chip clip. Question number 2. Can you brand and share your listings in MLS Touch and share them through your social media platforms?
Yes.
And right here.
Yes.
Okay, you get a chip clip.
I actually already did it. I put my branding in and texted a link, and it's like really cute. Yeah, that's got all my brand
I
colors
love
on
it. It is a cool feature to share with your fellow real estate professionals. Let me tell you, it really puts out your information out there. Last but not least, for the cooler bag, and this is a trick question. Let me see if you guys know this answer.
Get ready, Marcy.
Last question, do we have additional REIN training on MLS Touch?
Of course.
Yes. I had one office I went to, and it was just crickets, and they were like, we don't know, do we have additional training? So I'm glad you guys know. Thanks for having me out.
So involved, Marcy.
So you guys know, Rose has the link to all the extra training videos she's gonna post on the website.
Oh, perfect. Thank you so much. Take care.